The HOA's obsession with controlling my property reached a peak one sunny afternoon when Karen decided my Lamborghini on the ranch was somehow a threat. She claimed it was blocking community access and immediately called 911, expecting a quick response to enforce her authority. What she didn't anticipate was that Grandpa was already on site, dressed in his FBI uniform, ready to handle the situation personally. By the time deputies arrived, Grandpa had reviewed the property deeds and verified ownership. He calmly explained that not only was the Lamborghini legally parked on private property, but any attempt to interfere with it would constitute trespassing and obstruction of private property rights. Karen's eyes widened as she realized the severity of the miscalculation she had made. Her calls, meant to intimidate, had no effect at all. But Grandpa didn't stop at verification. He took charge of the situation with the professionalism and authority only an experienced FBI agent could command. He documented the call, gathered evidence, and made sure that Karen's repeated harassment patterns were clearly noted. The deputies, impressed by his credentials and the thoroughness of the evidence, left Karen with a stern warning. Any further interference could result in criminal charges. Her face turned pale, realizing that her schemes were now officially under federal scrutiny. Meanwhile, I turned the situation into a subtle but unmistakable demonstration. The Lamborghini remained exactly where it was, gleaming under the sun, untouchable and entirely secure. My ranch, fences, and gates were fully operational, and the bulls, calm yet imposing, were strategically positioned near access points to reinforce the message. Trespassers were not welcome. Karen's confidence began to crumble as she saw the total control we maintained over every aspect of the property. The community quickly caught wind of the event. Neighbors who had been watching the saga unfold were now fully aware that Karen's attempts to assert control over my property were not only failing but also putting her at legal and personal risk. Social media exploded with commentary and memes highlighting the absurdity of calling law enforcement over a legally parked vehicle. Her reputation, already tarnished from previous incidents, took another dramatic hit. To ensure that the lesson stuck, I issued a formal notice to the HOA highlighting the repeated pattern of harassment, false reporting, and trespassing attempts. Karen was included directly, with evidence clearly demonstrating that her actions had crossed legal boundaries multiple times. The notice made it clear that any further interference would result in formal legal action, fines, and potential criminal liability. By the end of 2482, the lesson was unmistakable. The HOA could make calls, attempt intimidation, and misinterpret property rights, but against a combination of legal authority, property ownership, and law enforcement experience, their actions were completely powerless. Karen, once so confident in her role as enforcer, was now humbled, humiliated, and fully aware that any future attempts to challenge me would be met with immediate and decisive consequences. My ranch remained untouched, the Lamborghini secure, and the bulls calm yet vigilant. The HOA, on the other hand, was left scrambling to salvage credibility, realizing that each failed attempt had further cemented my dominance and control over both property and narrative.